Hello from San Diego. I'm Dr. Emily Chan, and today I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how to deal with your relatives during the holiday season so that, first of all, you won't feel so stressed out by the whole gatherings and be able to enjoy yourself during the time and feel peaceful and maybe even a little bit more connected to them and a little bit closer if that's what you want. So, for some people, the holiday season is really nice, something to look forward to and really excited about seeing family. And for some people, it's a really difficult time where some old sore wounds get brought up. So no matter what the case is, if you're going to see them, I'll tell you 3 things that can just help you feel more comfortable with the whole situation and ease it off a little bit more. So the first thing I want to tell you is to be in a place of an observer. So an observer basically looks at something. So if you think of yourself as being somebody from the outside and just observing the behaviors of your relatives, then you're not going to be sucked in to whatever angry emotions they have, blaming or negativity. If you can kind of take a step back, aside, and just say, oh, you know what, I see that this is what they're doing, but that actually has nothing to do with me, even if they make it so, that can allow you to feel a lot more peaceful and less pressure. So try that, practice that ahead. Now, as an observer, you might notice that sometimes it's a little bit different with extroverts and introverts. So sometimes introverts find it a little bit more difficult to express what's inside of them outwardly in a way that's easy and friendly. They may be really kind and have really great intentions for you, but sometimes their introversion just allows them to keep into their own shell, and that doesn't get shown very easily outside, and they might appear to be unfriendly or maybe even cold, or whatever they care about you sometimes doesn't seem to be shown. And so if we put an introvert and introvert together, sometimes there's just miscommunication from not too much communication at all. So kind of just keep aware of that maybe it's not you, it's not that they don't want to talk to you, but it's maybe their inside personality that allows them to just kind of be like that. And then for extroverts, sometimes they really have a need to be with people, like people energize them, but sometimes they have a need to be liked and they have a need for attention, and they might be a little annoying sometimes if they're always bragging or talking about themselves too much or making it about themselves. And so also realize that might be just from an observer point of view, just one characteristic that we talked about of that extrovert or introvert and how they might tend to behave just as people until they, of course, take some time to work on some of their behaviors and inner mindset to transform and to be a more balanced person. So just keep that in mind with your relatives and observe. And then just take a step back and you can just maybe laugh a little bit, do humor, whatever works for you. So number 2 tip for dealing with relatives during the holidays would be the word blending. So blending means that you're doing something that is kind of in line with them. So human beings are really made to bond. Children must bond with their parents, studies show, and be touched in order to survive. So it's very important, actually, at the core of every person is that need to be loved. And sometimes when we notice a lot of differences and argue with people, it just tears people apart. And when we can walk just side by side with people and kind of blend with a little bit of maybe the topics that they're talking about, even their voice tone, or find something in common. So one way of blending is just finding some commonalities between you and that person, be it, oh my gosh, you like football? I really like football too, and talk about that a little bit. Or, oh wow, you like cooking this dish, you made such a delicious dish tonight, and just compliment them and then say something common that you have between them and yourself. And that can sometimes just bring you together and melt some ice that has this kind of invisible wall between you and them that seems like a sore spot. By doing that, that can just soften them up quite a bit. So the last tip I have for you for dealing with relatives during the holiday season is to give. And what I mean by giving is that spirit of openness. And you can be giving a kind comment. You can be giving a kind compliment. You can be giving a helping hand. You can give a gift. You can have a heart just notices a situation and you want to be able to contribute to that in a very kind way. And to give is better than to receive, and I've really noticed how that is when there's the spirit of thinking, how can I be of service to love this person for who they are, and understand that maybe some of their behaviors are just due to their traumas, their own pain, their situation, and has nothing to do with me, their behavior. And when you can be in that place, it just feels so much better than really critiquing other people for how they're behaving towards me and just feeling offended or feeling left out or different things like that. So I really hope that helps. Be there in a generous spirit in the time of Thanksgiving. And on the side note, I want to also tell you, I know how hard it is during the holiday season for finances, and we're just buying things, gifts, and here and there, and it always gets kind of tight. But I found something really cool you won't be able to believe, that you can actually get cash back on things that you usually buy. So probably 90% of the things that most Americans buy, you can get that ballpark of probably 8 to 10% cash back. And so you don't really want to miss out on that because it is just amazing. So I put the link below for you. Check that out, and that can just help your finances out a lot. So I just really wanted to share that with you. And in the meantime, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and take care.